So you're going to be on your back. You're going to place your yoga block underneath, right at the hips, and just sit. Allow your low back to relax and start breathing through your nose, just in and out through your nose. They call it in yoga Ujjayi breath. So where you want to be sitting is you want your knees above your ankles, your hips nice and supported by the block or the book. Try to keep the flat of the back of your head flat on the mat. You don't want to be underneath like this. You kind of want to have your neck nice and long so your spine is nice and straight. And you should be breathing in and out through your nose. All right, from here, we're going to draw our right knee up to our chest, grab a hold of it. Left leg is going to straighten out. Left hand's going to come right over the top of your right, and so you're just going to pull your knee to your chest and try to keep your leg as straight as you can, your bottom leg as straight as you can. This is my fourth breath out. One more time. And that was number 5. So we're going to switch here. So we're going to bend our left knee, bring our foot to the floor. Let our right legs down and straighten out. We're going to scoot back so that I'm not kicking the couch. From here, left leg's going to come up, grab a hold. Same thing, breathing nice and deep through the nose. Trying to keep everything nice and straight. Try to keep your back straight, your neck straight, your legs straight as it can go. Oh my goodness, I'm not flexible on this side at all. Fourth breath out. One more time. All right, from here we're going to bend our right leg, let our left leg drop. We're going to bring our hips up as high to the ceiling as we can go. We're going to bring our block up out of the way. Drive your hips up towards your ceiling. Now keep your feet flat on the floor. The purpose of this is to stretch the front of your legs here. Your psoas and your hip flexors. Try to keep your back arched in as much space, squeezing your glutes, squeezing your butt cheeks as much as you can, driving your hips towards the ceiling. You want to try to keep your hips driving up as far as you can go, and then relax. We're going to lower our back down. We're going to go try to let our spine go vertebrae by vertebrae all the way down until your hips touch the floor. Yeah, right there. Perfect. From here, we're going to bring our knees up to our chest, and we're going to rock up. From here, cross your feet, come all the way through, down to your knees. Here. So we're going to do what are called cat-cows, I believe is what it's called. So I want my hands directly underneath my shoulders here. I want my fingers spread nice and wide. The purpose of that is to actually help protect your wrists. My knee points try to get below your hips here. From here, I'm going to arch my back and I'm going to drive my head up towards the ceiling. I'm going to take an inhale through the nose. And then from here, I'm going to exhale through my nose as well. And then I'm going to push my back up towards the ceiling, trying to suck my stomach into my abdomen. And then inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Very good. From here, we're going to step our right foot forward. Once again, we want our our ankle below our knee. We're going to drive our hips forward and reach our hands up towards the ceiling like so. We want to try to keep a nice good angle here. I'm driving my hips forward, allowing my back to arch a little bit. I want to point my fingertips towards the ceiling, lift up nice and high. 3, 4, 5. From here, hands come to the floor. I'm going to bring my back knee up off the mat. Drag my foot back to my other foot. From here, I lower myself down. I'm not going to bring my chest all the way to the floor. I want to hover here. From here, I'm going to drive through, come up to my toes. Come up to the tops of my feet. So this is called up dog, I believe. From here, my hips are dropping down. I'm trying not to let my knees touch the floor here. They're kind of hovering. I'm on the tops of my feet here. Can't really see it very well with my sweatpants on. But I don't want to let my legs touch the mat at all. It's just the top of my feet and my hands are the only points of contact on the mat. From here, I come up to my toes, so I come up to my toes, come back down, and now I'm going to drive up and through, I'm going to push back and away, and come into my down dog. Keeping your feet about hip width distance apart. Hands are about shoulder width distance apart. Once again, we want to try to protect our wrists, keeping our fingertips nice and wide. I'm driving my hips backward and I'm pushing with my arms. So I should feel like a stretch in the back of my legs and my low back here. From here, I'm coming back down to my knees. And now I'm going to switch sides. Left leg comes forward, here. Driving through, reaching up nice and high. Remember, try to drive your hips forward. Reach your fingertips up towards the ceiling, breathing through your nose. 3, 4, 5. Hands come down back to the mat. Come up to your back toes. Draw your foot back. From here, drop down nice and slow. Hover. Drive through up, tops of your feet. From here, we come up to our toes, dropping your chest down to the floor. Now we're going to push back and away, back and away. Walk your feet in if you need to. Stretch it out. From here, we're going to raise our right leg straight up. Now we're going to step through, bringing our foot in between our hands. From here, we're going to drive upwards, reaching your hands up towards the ceiling. Dropping the hips down. You should feel a nice stretch in the front of your abdomen, down into the front part of your thigh here. 2, 3, 4, 5. From here, we're going to take our back foot, we're going to step forward, bringing our knee up as high as we can. keeping your hands extended upwards. From here, I'm going to straighten out my leg. Yes, this is very difficult, and if you shake like a leaf, you're doing it correctly. I want to try to bring my leg out in front of me. Here. Keep those toes pointed up towards the ceiling. 2, 3. From here, we bend our leg. Now, same side hand, that means my left hand, I'm going to reach and I'm going to grab a hold of the top of my foot. I'm going to drive forward. The whole point of this is try to keep upwards as high as you can. You guys are about to see how flexible my psoas are. From here, I'm going to drive my chest forward and arch my leg back. So I'm pushing my foot into my hand. I'm driving my chest forward, and I'm pushing as hard as I can into my leg. Concentrate on an area in front of you about 3 to 5 feet. Stare directly at the floor. 3. From here, we come down. Feet come to the floor. You can stretch it out a little bit. If someone's trying to contact me in text message, I'll check it in a minute. From here, we reach up towards the sky. Dive forward. Halfway lift. From here, we plant our palms. You can either step or hop back. Step back. Here. Dive forward. Downward, excuse me. From here, come up into our up dog. And that's 3, up to your toes, back down and hover. And pushing away. Walking it in, stretching out with that down dog. So we're going to do the opposite side this time. Left leg reaches up. We're going to step our hands between our feet. Excuse me, step our feet between our hands. Step our foot between our hands. Here. Driving upwards. 3, 4, 5. From here, we're going to step up, bring our knee up as high as we can. And now we're going to extend our leg out. We're going to do this for 3 breaths. I'm counting on the out breath. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Bend that knee, catch a hold of your own foot, driving forward, kicking that foot into your hand, extending as far as you can. 4, 5. Feet come together. Up. Dive forward. From here, we're going to hop back or step back, whichever you're more comfortable with. Down. Up dog. And down dog. Oh, that feels nice. All right. We got one more tough one and then we're going to move on. So from here, once again, right leg up. And step your right hand between your feet again, or step your right foot between your hands again. From here, we're going to bring our arm up and straight out. Back leg. What I want to do is I want to get the heel in line with the middle of my foot. So I have like a straight line here. My foot is standing on the line. My back foot is perpendicular to it. My arms are straight out. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to open my knee up to open up towards the back corner of the mat, and I'm driving my hips open, trying to keep my body nice and square. Make sure you turn your neck, looking out past your fingertips. 2, 3. From here, right hand comes down to the top of the knee. Left hand drives up and over. What I want to do is I want to open up here. Try to keep my chest nice and open. I should feel the stretch all the way down to the outside of my left foot here. From here, we're going to come back up. Now, you may need a blocker or something to hold on to with this one. This one's a little tricky. From here, my back hand's going to come to my hip. I'm going to step forward just a little bit here so I don't lose my balance. My right hand is going to come down to the floor at the same time my left hand or my left foot comes out. If you need a block, this is the place you would use it. Go down to right like so. If you need a block, it helps. It makes a big difference. When I first started doing these, I used a block and it took me about a month, and then I got to my hand and it's pretty easy ever since then. From here, my left hand goes up. If this is good enough for you, stay here. If you want to go a little bit further, you're going to take your top hand, you're going to grab your same side foot. From here, I'm going to open up. So I'm trying to arch my back a little bit. I'm trying to lift my knee as high as it'll go. Three, 4, 5. From here, I come back, bring my foot back to the floor, keeping my knees nice and open here, hands out. I'm going to cartwheel my hands to the mat, feet come back, and then we go through our motion one more time. So from here, dropping down my chest, making sure I hover, try to keep space between you and the floor. We're going to go to up dog, sliding through. And chest down, back to your down dog. One, 2, 3. Now we're going to go to the other side. So left leg up and step through between the hands. You're going to come up this way and get yourself situated. So once again, my left foot is straight, parallel. My right foot is perpendicular. My heel is in the middle of my heel is lined up with the middle of my foot here. So my left heel is lined up with the middle of my foot. My hands are open. I'm bringing my left hand down. Let's switch so that you guys can see what I'm doing. Left hand down, right hand up and over. Really driving, keeping that chest open. Don't collapse forward. You want to kind of open up. You should feel that all the way down to your right toes. From here, come back up. We're going to shorten our stance here. Hand comes to the hip. This is where you're going to need your block again if you want to grab it. Otherwise, you're going to let your left leg come up. Right leg comes up. Left hand comes to the mat. Right arm goes up. If this is enough for you, hold this position. If not, we're going to go a little deeper. Right hand's going to grab a hold of your own foot. From here, remember, we're trying to arch our back, kick my foot into my hand, raise my knee up as high as it'll go. 3, 4, 5. Coming back. Very nice. From here, hands to the mat. Foot back. Chest down. Up dog. And flipping your toes over, down, and down dog. Pushing those shoulders up and away. Trying to drive your heels down. Keep your legs about shoulder width distance apart. Legs shoulder hip width distance apart. Hands shoulder width distance apart. And from here we're going to drop down, bend my knees, and just take a break for a second. So what we're going to do over the next week is that's going to be generally our opening sequence. That's going to be kind of the thing that gets us warm, a little bit warm, and stretches out, gives us a nice gentle stretch to start with. Next exercise will be, all right, so we're going to do a set of 10 jumping jacks, 10 sit-ups, 10 push-ups. We're actually going to go jumping jacks, push-ups, sit-ups. We're going to do 3 sets of that. We're going to do 3 sets of 10. We're just going to go jumping jacks, push-ups, sit-ups. Jumping jacks, push-ups, sit-ups. So what I'm going to do is I'll get between each position. I'll call it out. I'll count them out. And then we'll move on. If you guys need to grab a drink of water, now's a good time. So, just as a quick FYI, Chelsea, my wife, actually set up a YouTube channel specifically. It's called Heart and Soul BJJ and Fitness, or Heart and Soul Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and Fitness. I will send the link out again tomorrow. It'll probably be underneath that name. We're only going to do this one stream here. We're going to try to do everything else on the Heart and Soul Brazilian Jiu Jitsu YouTube channel, but that'll be up tomorrow, and I'll send that text out again. All right, so we're going to get started here. And up. So 10 jumping jacks, 10 push-ups, and 10 sit-ups. We're going to do 3 sets of that, and that's going to be it for today, guys. We're going to do more again tomorrow. Like I said, I have not been exercising very much at all over these last couple of weeks. I wanted to do this so that it was going to be kind of like a we're getting ourselves back into shape. I'm getting myself back into shape. I want to try to build on top of this, so we do a little bit more every day, and that way it's not like a total crush the very first day. We can actually kind of build our way into it. All right, so let's do some jumping jacks. Ready? Begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 push-ups. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sit-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Jumping jacks. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Push-ups. Begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very nice. Sit-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last set. Here we go. 10 more jump jacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sit-ups. 1, 2, I forgot push-ups. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Push-ups. Last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, so out of shape. Awesome. Well, I see the stream is a little messed up, so we'll try to work on that. Other than that, awesome work today.